If you want to become a strong gas technician, you need more than hands-on skill. You need to measure, calculate, and think with numbers. Because in this trade, guessing is not acceptable. Everything starts with measurement. Gas technicians measure pipe lengths, clearances, pressure, airflow, area, volume, and weight. The first rule is simple. Always use the same units. Do not mix inches, feet, and metric unless you convert properly. When solving a calculation, follow this process. Draw the problem, label the measurements, identify what you are solving for, choose the correct formula, then calculate. Area is length times width. If a surface is 10 feet by 8 feet, the area is 10 times 8, which equals 80 square feet. Volume is length times width times height. If a room is 10 by 8 by 9, the volume is 10 times 8 times 9, which equals 720 cubic feet. For circles, you use pi, approximately 3.14. Area equals pi times radius squared. If the radius is 2 inches, then 2 squared is 4, and 3.14 times 4 equals 12.56 square inches. For cylinders, volume equals pi times radius squared times height. If the radius is 2 inches and the height is 10 inches, then 3.14 times 4 times 10 equals 125.6 cubic inches. Perimeter is also important. For a rectangle, perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. If a space is 30 meters long and 3 meters wide, the perimeter is 2 times 30 plus 2 times 3, so which equals 66 meters. For a circle, circumference equals pi times diameter. If the diameter is 2 meters, then 3.14 times 2 equals 6.28 meters. Now, let's talk about triangles. The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If one side is 18 centimeters and the other is 22 centimeters, then 18 squared is 324 and 22 squared is 484. Add them together to get 808. The square root of 808 is about 28.4 centimeters. That gives you the diagonal length. You'll also need to convert measurements. 3 inches is 0.25 feet, 6 inches is 0.5 feet, 9 inches is 0.75 feet, 12 inches is 1 foot. If you add 7 feet, 11 inches and 2 feet 9 inches, you add feet first and inches separately. 7 plus 2 equals 9 feet. 11 plus 9 equals 20 inches. 20 inches equals 1 foot 8 inches. So the total is 10 feet 8 inches. Accuracy here is critical. Small mistakes lead to big problems in installation. Comparing costs is also important. If labor is 37.50 per hour and takes 1.5 hours, multiply 37.50 by 1.5. That equals 56.25. Then add materials to get total cost. To compare estimate versus actual, subtract allowance from actual. If allowance is 100 and actual is 75.99, then 75.99 minus 100 equals negative 24.01. That means you are under budget. If actual is 123.67, then 123.67 minus 100 equals 23.67. That means you are over budget. Now let's move into real-world applications. Weight calculations are essential. To estimate weight, first calculate the area, then multiply by weight per unit. If a plate is 4 feet by 1.5 feet, the area is 4 times 1.5, which equals 6 square feet. If the material weighs 5.25 pounds per square foot, then 6 times 5.25 equals 31.5 pounds. That's the total weight. For concrete, you use volume. If volume is 392.21 cubic feet and concrete weighs 150 pounds per cubic foot, multiply 392.21 by 150. That equals 58,831.5 pounds. This is why weight matters. You need to know if structures can support it. Now let's talk about ratios, rates and proportions. A ratio compares values with the same units, like mixing materials. A rate compares different units, like flow. A proportion compares two ratios. For example, if a pipe slopes 1/4 inch per foot over 30 feet, multiply 30 by 0.25. That equals 7.5 inches of total fall. For unit conversion, if 1 mile equals 1.6214 kilometers, divide kilometers by 1.6214. 35,000 divided by 1.6214 equals about 21,586 miles. Now airflow. The formula is volume flow equals area times velocity. If the area is 0.66 square feet and velocity is 1,200 feet per minute, multiply 0.66 by 1,200. That equals 792 cubic feet per minute. Now let's move to money calculations. Markup is added to cost. If a product costs 14.35 and markup is 22%, multiply 14.35 by 0.22. 14.35 times 0.2, 2 equals 3.16. Added to 14.35 to get 17.51. That's your selling price. Tax calculation, $90. Times 0.13 equals 11.70. Added to 90, total is 101.70. Discount, 15% off means 85% remains. 10.89 times 0.85 equals 9.26. Now, invoicing. Labor is 1.2 hours at 88.25. 1.2 times 88.25 equals 105.90. Add parts, 2.80. Total becomes 108.70. Apply 13% tax. 108.70 times 0.13 equals 14.13. Final total is 122.83. Now cost comparison. 37.50 per hour times 1.5 hours equals 56.25. Add materials to get total job cost. Estimate versus actual. 75.99 minus 100 equals negative 24.01. That means under budget. 123.67 minus 100 equals 23.67. That means over budget. Now, real job skills. Gas technicians don't just collect data, they interpret it. You analyze combustion, carbon monoxide, airflow, temperature, and electrical values. This helps you diagnose problems and improve efficiency. If your measurements are wrong, your conclusions are wrong. Now, tolerances. 52 plus or minus 3 gives a range of 49 to 55. Anything outside that range fails. 0.850 plus or minus 0.020 gives 0.830 to 0.870. Again, anything outside fails. Now, safety. Before digging, check locate sheets. They show gas, electrical and water lines. Never guess. Always verify. Now, technical information. Bill of materials lists parts. Manufacturer instructions guide installation. Service bulletins provide updates. Safety bulletins highlight risks. Codes and standards are mandatory. Installation manuals include clearances, setup, troubleshooting and diagrams. Always read them. Troubleshooting charts guide you step by step when something fails. Now, resource tables. You don't memorize everything, you use references. 1 inch equals 25.4 millimeters. 1 kilogram equals 2.205 pounds. 1 boiler horsepower equals 34,142 British thermal units per hour. Fahrenheit to Celsius, subtract 32, multiply by 5/9. Celsius to Fahrenheit, multiply by 9/5, then add 32. A professional gas technician does not guess. They measure, calculate, compare, and verify. Because in this trade, accuracy is safety. If you want to master this and be confident on the job, subscribe and follow for more straight-to-the-point gas technician training.